Alright, so I wasn't really planning to make a video about this stuff because I wanted to install it by myself, but the result came up quite decent, so I wanted to show it to you. Here it is. Well, it is not the cleanest because, as you can see, unfortunately here there is a bigger gap than here, but that is unfortunately forced by this bracket. As you can see, hopefully I have installed it quite flush. Here there is no other room. Actually, this bracket needs this small amount of space here as well for the wire harness to go in. And now it's unusable basically. So I'll probably have to use some kind of, I don't know, tape to wrap it around this block in order to fasten the line which is connecting here. And there was another connection here, but it was in the way. There was no other way for me to move around. And this place, the place which I selected is, as you can see, the deepest. As you probably can see, this circle extends here and then starts to dip, so this thickness is less here than there. So as this backside is quite thick, I needed as much space as possible, and as you can see, it is not extending that much, and there is a little bit more room on the fascia itself where I'm going to mount this. This is going to fit perfectly. I have got this guy from Temu. As you can see, again, in my opinion, this is the cleanest look that I have seen. That's why I decided to post this video. It follows this whole idea of rectangular shapes, instead of here being some kind of off-center circle, which looks dumb in my opinion. This looks kind of like a design, as it should be. And also I would suggest to install it here instead of here, because it is more a fancy metal like plastic which can get damaged, and of course unfortunately you do not even have a space here. And the highest point is of course good, because if it is installed, the lower point is going to be basically next to the feet. So the highest is going to be this. Of course it is quite low. If you mount it, it is still quite low. It will stand almost like inclining downwards, but this is the best place to install something like this. This is a flop design. It protects anything that is inside. If I'll try to remove this guy. I do not want to damage what's inside. This is pop thing. Inside, of course, you have this guy, and there is 4 screw holes, and I have drilled a little bit, thin in diameter, and then filled it with the came screws. There is the 3rd one here, and the 4th one isn't visible because it goes inside this bracket. And you can, as you can see, there is a 12-volt standard cigarette lighter holes, sockets, also the USB and 2 USB-C ports, and it has the button to turn it on and turn it off. It lights, I believe, in blue. Yeah, I really like this design, and that's why I decided to share it with you. It comes with a 15 amp fuse, but I have switched it to 10 because I am attaching it to the cigarette lighter, which already has 15. So I wanted to have some kind of gap of 5 amps for the main one, in case there is some usage there. The linkage is quite easy. I'm not even going to film it. GX Bob has the video how to wire and how to direct the power source from the cigarette lighter on the front, the one and only cigarette lighter that the GX460 base model came in 2017. And you will need extra wires as well, because it comes with only this very short one. So I now have to traditionally do the twisting and turning in order to connect it to the wire I have hooked up onto it, and basically you are done. I'm really happy with this guy, and if YouTube had not seen, I believe, this type of attachment, and that's why I decided to film it. Again, it looks like as it is supposed to be like this. I'm really happy with this design. This came from Temu. I will also link the description. I also link this into the description for you to follow up. And due to the fact that here you can have lines, it is very easy to cut. I have used a simple knife like this, scalpel, and then also this guy, because it is easier to do it with this one, because you can push it in, and instead of cutting, which is dangerous, you can just push it in and it will make this gap. Then you do it here, do it here. This is the way I cut it. As you can see, it's not very uniform, but of course when you attach it inside, the outer shell is wider, so it protects. I mean, it is not showing any your mess ups unless you mess up really badly. Of course, the good idea is to measure it in advance. The outer one has a larger dimension, so you can do that there. I just used paper. First I measured the height and then the width, cut this guy out, and then traced it on with just simply scratching with this guy. As you can see, it has this horizontal and vertical line, so it is very, very, very easy to stay on course and be making straight lines. Once you're done with straight lining, you can use your trusty drill 4 holes, more or less wide. It's not, I have used this kind of diameter, not very wide. This hole will help you to have a foothold where you are starting to cut, and just cut around these holes. Make sure to try to be short instead of going wide, because that's the way I did it. The first cut was not sufficient. I needed to cut more and more on the corners in order for this guy to fit, and it fit quite snugly. I can say that even if there were no screws, the tension of this being jammed in here might have even been enough for simple use of the USB and USB-C ports. Naturally, if you are connecting something to it, it's in my my nature to try to push it here and pull it up with this way. But even if you pulled it like this, the tension might have held it. But of course the 12 volt, sometimes the brackets there are quite rough and it needs to be like pushed away with firm force. I would not advise to trust it even in that condition. It is better to push this instead of this place, push this device itself and pull it up that way. But USB and USB-C is probably fine to just pop it out by yourself. So yeah, basically that's it. I'm very sorry for not being able to show you the DIYs, because I wasn't really thinking that this was going to be a video that I might upload, because there are many different videos there showcasing the making of the second row electricity socket. But again, this turned out quite nicely. It is very in line with the shape and design, and I was quite happy to share it with you. That was it. Have a nice day and bye-bye.